Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Busy intersection in West Hartford has just reopened this morning, more than 8 hours after a deadly crash. Officers say a person died after a vehicle hit them. This happened at the corner of New Britain Avenue and South Main Street. We'll have the latest from police and a live report straight ahead. But first, good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Piorlo.
And I'm Rachel Piscatelli in for Erica Arias this morning, who has the day off. We're going to get to that top story in just a moment, but we want to get you caught up on what you need to know before you head out the door. Meteorologist Matt Scott, it's a really nice start in terms of what it feels like outside right now.
I love this forecast for today, and that said,
Great.
It's not even where it should be for an early June, which is something that we've said a lot lately, right? The temperatures have been well underbaked, but we're getting close to normal, and wait till you see what we have in the rest of the week. Summer fans are going to love it. Plenty of sunshine with some clouds in the afternoon. Temperatures a little coolish. We should be in the mid-70s. Won't quite get there today, but boy, do we fix that as we run towards 90 by later on in the week. Cloud and radar perspective, got a couple of clouds out there, but fair weather skies across the board, expanding the view. A little rain trying to hold together, pushing into Springfield, Agawam, but not really. And that's really more of an issue up to the north, and even up to the north, that's not an issue for Vermont and New Hampshire. 49 in Hartford, 54 New Haven, got a 52 pick up in Groton and Bridgeport. Temperatures in the mid 40s up in the hills and Willimantic too. Look at the dew point or lack thereof. Feels very nice out there with dew points in the 30s and 40s across the board. So a crisp start to the day with 50 degrees for the high schoolers getting on the bus this hour, 70 degrees later on as the kids are getting off the bus for one of the final days of the school year. Coming up, big numbers. We'll show you when to expect them. That's coming up. And by the way, Rachel, that's not just on the thermometer. They're in big numbers somewhere else too. And that may be another big taste of summer. Details on that coming up.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? But I know what you're talking about now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. 84 this morning over in Waterbury. That looks good this morning. We have some big numbers on our drive times, 29 to 30 minutes from Hartford into Waterbury, as well as the opposite direction, eastbound 84. No delays, Route 8, Naugatuck to Seymour. The crash over in Greenwich has cleared for the morning commute.
All right, 6:02 is your time. We continue to follow breaking news at 6. A person is dead in West Hartford after police say they were hit by a car last night.
And Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live from the scene this morning with what we know so far. And Glenn, the road just reopening and just moments ago.
Yeah, good morning, Rachel. Bridget, that crash happened here at the intersection of New Britain Avenue and South Main Street. Just around 10 last night is when it happened. And this road was closed for hours this morning as police continue to investigate what happened on Sunday night. We're going to show you videos of what that investigation looked like this morning. This was taken around 5 o'clock in the morning. Police towed what appears to be the car involved in the crash, a gray Nissan, off of the scene. And police say when officers arrived, they say the victim was unresponsive. First responders performed life-saving efforts, but the person was pronounced dead at the scene. We spoke to West Hartford Police Captain Aaron Vafiades. He said that the Hartford Police Accident Reconstruction Team was called in to investigate, and the driver stayed and cooperated. He also tells us investigators identified the person who died. They're waiting to release the name until the family has been notified. We still don't know what led up to the crash or if the person was in the crosswalk at the time. This crash comes as West Hartford works on their program, their Zero Vision program. They're the first municipality in the state to enact this. It gives pedestrians more options along the streets, including right here along New Britain Avenue. There was just crosswalks installed not too long ago to help pedestrians cross here safely. We're going to continue to bring you the latest updates on this case as we receive them. But for right now, live in West Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thank you so much. And new this morning, a person was hurt when their vehicle rolled over on Route 5 in South Windsor. At last check, the road is still closed right near Governor's Highway. You're looking at that area here. Firefighters say it happened just before 9:45 last night, and there were other cars involved as well. Crews say the person inside the vehicle that rolled over was able to get out on their own. We don't know how badly they were hurt.
Also new this morning in North Haven, firefighters worked fast to save several animals after a dryer caught fire at the Central Animal Hospital. Firefighters were called to the Animal Hospital on Divine Street around 9:15 last night. The fire started in an area where several animals were being held. Crews were able to get those animals out and put the fire out. 2 dogs went into cardiac arrest, but firefighters and hospital staff were able to save them.
Ground, I just got word that there's an emergency inbound for runway 2. 2 souls on board. That's all the information I have right now. He's going to try to make it in.
What you just heard was the air traffic control transmission from the Tweed New Haven Airport moments before a small plane with 2 people on board crashed into the Long Island Sound.
Now we know everyone on board survived. The plane crashed off the coast of Brantford just 16 minutes after it took off from Sikorsky Memorial Airport in Bridgeport. Fox 61's Stephen Reels has the details on what could have happened. Plus, look at photos we just received.
Yeah, right here at the Stony Creek Marina, this is where the Coast Guard said 2 people were brought to land after their plane crashed into the Long Island Sound Sunday morning. And I had the chance to catch up with a few people who live out here in Brantford, and they tell me they're just grateful no one lost their life in the situation. But overall, this still came as a shock to the community. And it all started with a call that came in just before 10:30 a.m. The issue happened soon after the plane first took off at 10:14 a.m. from Sikorsky Airport in Bridgeport. At 10:24, the pilot of the plane declared an emergency. Air traffic control officials communicated with the pilot to turn back towards land and try and make an emergency landing at Tweed New Haven Airport. However, the plane didn't make it and ended up crashing at 10:30 off the coast of Brantford near the Thimble Islands. Crews from the Coast Guard, Brantford, Guilford, and other nearby towns were sent to rescue the 2 people on board that plane, all while the community waited with bated breath. By the time crews reached them, the plane was fully submerged. But luckily, the pilot and passenger were alert and suffered only minor injuries. The Coast Guard brought the 2 safely to shore before they were taken to a local hospital. A sigh of relief for the community that a tragic end had been avoided.
It's a terrible tragedy, and to have a positive outcome is what people have been talking about. Hat tip to the first responders. It was incredible that they were able to get there so quickly and get the guys from the water. That was real credit to them.
At the moment, the FAA has taken over the investigation into the crash. In Brantford, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Officers in East Hartford say a teenager is dead after he shot himself in the leg. Police say this all happened after the teen didn't pay his bill at a local diner. Fox 61's Joe Monty explains what happened.
Police responded to AAA Diner a little after 5 in the morning. The diner told police a group of people walked out without paying their $115 bill. Police pulled over a car near the diner, and that's when they say a 17-year-old took off running and set off a chain of events.
Around 3:30, 3 o'clock, they eat, and afterwards we are waiting. We gave them the bill to pay, but they didn't pay for like more than half an hour to 1 hour. They didn't complain. They didn't did anything. If they didn't like the food or something, but they just left.
The manager of the AAA Diner in East Hartford provided security footage that showed what happened early Sunday morning. Police were able to locate the group along Main Street, not far from the diner, but a 17-year-old in the group took off running. Police lost sight of the teen, but officers reported hearing a gunshot soon after. They found the 17-year-old male only a couple hundred yards away near the corner of Orchard and Main Street, shot in the leg. Police found a stolen pistol on the ground next to him, and officers believe the gun went off and hit the teen in the leg. Police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel tried to treat the teen's injury, and he was rushed to the hospital. But police reported he died while undergoing surgery. Deborah Turner and Robin McGee, longtime customers at the diner, couldn't believe what happened.
I'm just shocked. I'd never heard of anything even happening like that, and I really feel sorry for the family of the lost kid.
I just didn't think somebody would lose their life or something like that, It's sad.
The manager of AAA Diner says he has to call the police to get people to pay sometimes, and usually it's peaceful. But he never expected what happened Sunday morning.
I don't know what happened, but later on I find out the kid shot himself. It's very tragic.
The investigation is ongoing, and we'll continue to monitor for updates. For more on what happened and the latest from police, check our website, fox61.com. In East Hartford, Joe Monty, Fox 61.
Coming up in 6:10, we're working to learn more about a motorcycle crash in Harwington. State police tell us the driver was seriously hurt. It happened on Lead Mine Brook Road sometime around 5 last night. That's all troopers will tell us at the moment. We don't know how the driver is doing this morning, but of course, when we get that information, we will let you know.
6:10 is your time. Officers in Vernon say they're looking for a person who attacked a man on a public bus. That person was captured on the bus's surveillance camera. You can see the man pretty clearly on your screen here. Police say the incident happened Wednesday afternoon when the CT Transit bus was at a stop right near Talcottville Road and Wilshire Drive. We don't know how seriously the victim was hurt. If you think you recognize this man or know anything about what happened, give Vernon police a call. A person was badly hurt after a tree fell on them in Willington. This happened around 4:30 yesterday afternoon on Timber Lane. Firefighters say the person has life-threatening injuries and are being treated right now at a local hospital. We'll update you as soon as we learn more about their condition and exactly what happened.
Just days after posting a so-called sanctuary jurisdictions list, the Department of Homeland Security has removed it from its website. The list names cities and states the federal government says aren't cooperating with immigration enforcement. 6 Connecticut cities were listed, including Hartford and New Haven. It was posted Thursday, but as of this morning, there was a page not found error message in its place. Some communities on the list say they were wrongfully included, even those that support strict immigration policies. DHS says the list is still under review and could be updated. Just hours after the list was published, Governor Lamont released a statement and said in part, quote, "We want local law enforcement focused on maintaining the safety of our neighborhoods and helping those who commit serious crimes off our streets." Connecticut's Trust Act, which was originally bipartisan, is consistent with federal constitutional standards and reflects sound public safety priorities, end quote.